Hello everyone, welcome to the next part of GTO series and welcome to Scorpions SSB. So now in this video we are going to cover the next obstacle. That you can see there are two poles that are horizontal and two vertical, and there is a gap of two poles in between them which are connecting the next pole, and there is this one standing portion and one single pole in the little bit far away from this. So first let's do some ideas from that direction to bring our last person from the last obstacle. Then we will cover next ideas in the forward direction. So in the front direction, the some ideas that should come in your brain is the first idea that we can think of is to make some front structure or the front support from this single pole or from this standing thing, and make some back support either from this one or from this one. So as we can see, there is nothing from where we can get this back support from this, so we have to think something for this one. So the very first idea what we can think of is that we can simply create a solution like this. Either we can take the front support from this standing thing, but if we take help from this standing thing, what issue we are facing is that we are having a huge distance between the this back portion and the plank. So if we want to bridge that thing, that will be complex with the help of this. If we even put two bullies one upon another, then it will be also the same issue will remain there if I putting like this. But if we try this solution same with the front, that is there is a pole. So if we try this solution with this pole, then we can create a solution. So when you can see, if I'm putting load at the edge, so it is balancing because both the structures are rigid, so it will easily take the load. So this idea we can apply simply by making this. Next idea what we can try for is that we can create hole that something from in this structure only, but for that we have to choose our front support and back support. So if we are taking front support this top pole, then we have to create the back support that back one. So if we move on, then we can, what we are going to do, we are going to take help from this front pole for the front support, and for back support what I'll do, I'll just make a loop from here, and then I'll stop my pole stop my plank from going upside. So what I'm going to do, I'm simply making a loop like this, and then I'll tie this loop at the back end, or I must say at the back pole, and I'll tie. Make sure that you keep your height according to inclination what you require, so that much height will be sufficient. So I'll tie a knot over here, simple knot I'm not using any complex knot. So if I just simply tie it like this, so now I'm able to put my plank in this loop, and then I'll take the front support. But as you can see, this loop is little bit larger, so what I have to do, I have to make it little bit tight so that it won't slip, and I can get the rigid back support. Now it will be rigid, and then it will take the load. So now it can easily take the load. Always make sure whenever you are taking or making front and back support, so there must be little bit distance gap between them. So if I just think to make my front and back support from the same pole, what will happen, it will slide down like this. So we have to always create a gap between two poles, and if the gap is a little or less, so in that case what you need to do, you have to make the structure little bit rigid so that it can take the load. So what else we can do? Like in very first case, what we have done, we were trying to use this thing for the front support, and for back support we were not getting the back support from this upper pole. So what we can do, we can make back support by tying a rope between two poles. So let's try that idea. So what I'm going to do, I'm simply tying a rope at the bottom with the two poles, and this rope will act like a back support for me. So I have tied this rope with simple knots, and it will act as a back support for me. So it will as you can see, it is a rigid one. I'm using my finger. So if I just put my plank, still if I put my load on this, it will touch the ground. So to avoid this, what I can do now, I can put my either of the bully under this. So if I just put my small bully, then I got the inclination and it won't touch the ground. So I'm putting the load and it is not touching the ground. So this simple idea you can apply while making these kind of solutions. So what else we can do? Like in last case, what we have done, we have created a back support from this one and front support from this one. Now what we can think of is that we can similarly we are going to create a front support from this pole, but sometime you may find that it is blue, or either the back one is blue, not completely but partially, either in between or in the edges. So in that case you can use either front or back by using the loop. So in earlier case, what I have done, I have just make a loop from back side and use this is the front support. But in this case, what I am going to do, I am using the front pole as a loop and back support as a rigid structure. So let's try that one. So I have simply this loop, and what I am going to do, I am making a jula or a simple loop to take the front support. Now what I will get from this one, I will get my front support, and for back support I'll just put my plank under that, the back pole. So this is a simple idea. So like this I can also put my load on the front edge, because both the structures, front is that loop one and back is a rigid one, so it will remain stable. So this is how we can apply some ideas. In next video we will cover some ideas in the front direction also, and some more ideas with the remaining two things, because we have just created only one solution just by simply putting them. So in next video we will cover ideas which are depend on back support. So thank you for this one. See you in the next one, and keep subscribe and follow.